Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this Raw Talking Points video. And this felt like a much better Raw than what we've been getting on average in 2025. And I'm going to give a lot of credit to AJ Lee. For me personally, she just came back and spoke like she had not been away. Like, it was incredible. Like, she came down with the charisma, the mannerism. She was interacting with the fans. Whatever they chanted, she was right there with them. Like, she didn't get flustered. She wasn't, like, thrown off what she was trying to say. She seemed to be just genuinely enjoying the opportunity to kind of talk and address the crowds. And I think she's got something to get her teeth into. Obviously, she knew Becky would be coming out. And obviously, they had that segment pre-planned. They knew where they were going with it. And she could just have fun. And it was great. We'll get to it. But yeah, we started with Joe being on commentary, which was really surprising because word had gone around that it was going to be Michael Cole and Corey again. We know that Wade has stepped away because, well, seemingly him and his partner have had a baby. He said he requested this time off 9 months ago, right? Little bit of a nudge, nudge, wink, wink type thing, right? So a lot of us were just expecting Michael Cole, Corey Graves. Joe was expected to be doing football coverage, but no, he was on the show along with Corey. So it does look like Corey is going to do Raw and SmackDown, but I didn't hear anything about Joe, so I'm guessing he is going to be doing Mondays going forward, right? Backstage, we had Becky arriving. She was very irate, looked very flustered. She arrived with Seth, and obviously we would get a great segment out of them later. We started the show with Mon-Jey Night Raw, Jey coming through the crowds. He was with his brother Jimmy. He had WWE Creative Humor saying that the Usos have reunited. You love to see it, mainly because you hate seeing them trying to wrestle one another. It is true, their match at WrestleMania the other year, not great. Bron got all kind of flustered, didn't he? All kind of flustered in his promo at the start. I don't know why. I don't know why he struggled so much, but not a brilliant opening to the show for Bron Breakker, in my opinion. Let's have a little glimpse at this.
Standing in our ring after what y'all's family did to Paul Heyman.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he was meant to freak out like that or if he just felt like that needed to sort of save the couple of stumbles. So, yeah, I'm not sure. But obviously this would set up our main event. So just announced Usos, Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, made for Wrestlepalooza. And we would also find out that LA Knight would be taking on Bronson Reed in the main event. And the reason for that was because, of course, LA Knight would come down. He would attack whilst we were doing this segment. And that would set up our main event. In the crowd, we saw a We Want Kross sign. Obviously, that movement just never really got going. I think part of the problem was that we were in Quebec. Then we didn't spend long in America before doing that sort of European tour. And so there just wasn't really time. But there are still flickers of it showing. But yeah, no chance or anything like that, unfortunately. This was big during the commercial break. This has been a massive talking point. So AJ Styles came out and he said he feels like somebody doesn't want him there and has put him in a position where he can't succeed. He said that Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson are no longer around and Michin is over on SmackDown. And that kind of somebody doesn't want him there line has really caught attention because one of the big talking points over the weekend was a post that AJ put out, which was like a egg timer that showed that time was running out. Word on the street is his contract expires in February. And actually AJ's son came out and was very unimpressed with the way that AJ has been treated recently. So that's obviously caught a lot of attention. It was said during commercial break. Paul Heyman heard what was said about him by the Usos, right? If your name is Paul Heyman, don't watch this. The Usos cooked. Heyman said, I watched it. And I'm glad that the fact that the fascist dictator on the island of relevancy, Roman Reigns' horrific guillotine on me is so celebrated. if you thought my actions at WrestleMania were shocking, wait till you see what I'm conspiring to pull off next. I've got to tell you, are they trying to get Jey into the vision? We can all see that Jey is embracing like a darker side. What if there's a swerve coming where Heyman is reaching out to Jey, trying to bring him into the vision? I mean, it does seem like he's cooking up something truly shocking. So what would that be? What would that be? I think we're seeing shades of Jey turning. I wonder if the swerve is we all look at Jey and it's Jimmy that turns. What if we're all looking at Jey, but it's actually Jimmy that goes? It might not be any of them. I'm just trying to think of like truly shocking moments, right? Look at this, Kenny, for your thoughts. Is like, here's Uncle Alan during the break. Bit of a pipe bomb from AJ Styles with these comments. Here's Michin saying, I've got your back forever, Uncle Al. So Michin hearing these words from AJ. AJ would be in action then against El Grande. You lot said it was good 95. He wasn't like massively blown away. Picked up the win against El Grande with help from Dragon Lee after we got the other Americano getting involved, which I think was the Pete Dunne variation. So this was Ludwig, of course. I think that was Pete Dunne. Dragon Lee would come down, even up the scores. AJ Styles gets the victory. Backstage, no word on this, so this was a surprise. Adam Pearce said that Stephanie was not able to be at Raw, so there won't be the contract signing for Wrestlepalooza, but he said that he thinks Stephanie should still be able to make it for Wrestlepalooza. 178 million social views across all platforms. AJ Lee's return, the most viewed SmackDown highlight of the year on X and Instagram. Crazy. And much deserved as well. So they did a video package: authentic, athletic, charismatic, pioneer, motivator, trailblazer. AJ Lee is home. Right, this was crazy. I love this spot. So during this match, look at that. Lovely move. I think actually Corey Graves was calling it like a variation on the Boston Crab. I really love that. Really pulling back on the legs. And I even love what Lyra does. Don't know if she'll do it here, but she grabs the head of Raquel there. Bang. Love that as well. So that's a little bit of a kind of trying to find a way out. I said during our watch long, I feel like I'm watching a wrestling match here. I'm feeling like they're just trying to make the best of any position they're in. You know, rather than just doing some spots like, okay, I'm here, what can I do? I mean, she could have got up to like a Boston Crab, but instead she just went with like a variation. I thought it looked really good. I personally enjoyed this match more than AJ against El Grande. There was even this spot here as well. Lyra goes down, trying to do a powerbomb. I mean, look at the core strength here. She's trying desperately to do the powerbomb. Goes down, no joy. So she goes back up again, and then goes down, then does the powerbomb. I thought that was so good. There was just these little moments of innovation, just these little bits that I had not seen before, which I really enjoyed this match. Little bit sloppy in places. Can't say it's perfect, but you lot said that it was great. 55%, so you had it above the opening match as well. Raquel got the victory thanks to a distraction from Roxanne, so I believe Roxanne Lyra has been booked for next week. Right, lots in this folder. Backstage, I enjoyed this when Penta came to WWE. Everyone loves Penta. Why don't you love Penta? He said to Adam Pearce. Then Rusev appeared and said, the plan was, I come back, I beat Sheamus, I get a title match. You're not sticking to the plan. And I actually enjoyed this because I think you've got two people here that could go for a mid-card championship. And Adam was like, listen, we got a way to sort it. Why don't you two have a match? So the match was booked for later in the show. This was during the commercial break. So this was Morning Grayson, Morning Woods, Morning Kingston. And obviously they were going off trying to get the Mexican Destroyer banned. And this is where Grayson was like, get down on your knees and thank God for the New Day. So he got Vic Joseph down, forced him down to his knees, and then was waving his arms in the air. And Vic Joseph was like, what's going on? like this. It was really, really good. Fun little moment. If you think that this was comedy and it was done well, and we had the AJ Styles comments, a couple of big things went down during the commercial breaks. You're not sounding like yourself, Oos. You're sounding like Roman. That was Jimmy to Jey. So clearly there's some issues here, because they were saying we should stick around, or Jimmy was saying we should stick around for LA Knight. And Jey was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Okay, he's got issues with LA Knight. There was an incident right at the start of the show which he blamed LA Knight for. So he didn't want anything to do with LA Knight. So this obviously was setting up something for our main event. Brilliant. Just brilliant. What a segment this was. I mean, one of the best Raw segments, I would say, of the year. I wouldn't say it was the best, but I think if you're going to do a top 30 countdown, this will feature AJ Lee's first promo back special. So AJ Lee on Raw, she said, for those of you who weren't here 10 years ago and were really confused as to why your millennial parents were very excited on Friday, allow me to introduce myself. My name is AJ Lee and I'm your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler. Brilliant line. What a line. Brilliant. What an opening. Kendal Grey chanting for therapy, because she actually spoke about her mental health. She said, most importantly, I went on a mental health journey. I wasn't healthy. I needed to take care of myself and get right. I went to therapy. I got treatment. I found a way to turn all this mental chaos into my superpower. The fight is not easy. Every day is a fight. But let me tell you, if you're going through the same thing, that fight is worth it. You're worth it. And that is so real. She has been through that. And so it was lovely to hear her just talking about some other things other than Becky, other than Seth, other than what was going on. She did obviously turn her attention to that, but a couple of lovely lines in there. And I think the mental health message really resonated, certainly with people in our community. Becky came down, though, and this fan was going off on Becky, so she went off back, right? And look at the shiner that she's got as well. I don't know if they put makeup on that to kind of exaggerate it, but a black eye for Becky. AJ Lee said she'll give Becky Lynch the Women's Intercontinental Championship back if her and Seth agree to a tag match. We know it was going that way. She did end up giving it back. Of course, CM Punk would come down. There was some great stuff as well. Seth tried to get the belt back. He was trying to explain how things run around here now since AJ went away. And she was like, oh, thanks for mansplaining that. People love it when people do that. And I don't know, she just seemed to be ever present. She just always seemed to be there. Whatever was thrown up, she was on it, you know. Brilliant. I thought she was brilliant. Things you love to see. So there we go. The match has been made. It's going down at Wrestlepalooza. WrestleVote said, I like the AJ Lee promo. It was human and relatable. But when she brought up her real-world mental health journey, I thought they missed an opportunity to tie in her WWE gimmick that it used to be crazy. It could have lent itself to storytelling in the future. I just don't know where they're going with it. Her character was crazy, but if she's been through therapy, does that mean that she's not crazy now? I mean, to be honest, that's okay if she isn't, because she can still be manipulative, right? There's still many personality traits that she can show, even if she's not going to be the crazy chick anymore. And she probably shouldn't be. You know, she's with CM Punk. They've been married for over 10 years. She's, you know, grown up, matured. She's had therapy. There probably should be some character development. She probably shouldn't be the same person she was 10 years ago. This was Roxanne watching the AJ Lee video package. So there's the AJ Lee video package on the screen, talking about how AJ Lee returns tonight. And there's Roxanne watching it. Just as a fan, I would imagine. And look at that. She's hooked, mate. She can't tear herself away. So there we go. Okay, let's go Raw 3. Another Bayley vignette. This time, though, not only was she hearing the voices, you were starting to see the voices actually taking over Bayley's body. Like, there was times where she was actually saying it and sort of acting it out, right? So at the end, though, she said, I'll make it right. She'll make it right with Lyra. She didn't mean to sort of cost Lyra and treat Lyra that way. And she was like, I'll make it right. But, I mean, it was all unhinged, right? Then we got our next match. So this was Rusev against Penta. Rusev beat Penta to keep his winning ways. And it was largely thanks to the New Day. The New Day came down and kind of distracted. That allowed Rusev to get the win. So hopefully that's going to mean something. I sort of feel like if this match doesn't have any repercussions, that'll be a real shame. It should mean something. So during the break, we had Dominik. He was talking about going for that AAA Mega Championship this Friday. The fans were chanting for Dirty Dom, right? He didn't really pay that any attention. He just said, double champ Dom this Friday, clock it. So he's going to try and get a second belt this Friday, that AAA Mega Championship. Obviously, Worlds Collide follows SmackDown this Friday, right? Brock Lesnar is also back on SmackDown this Friday. Oh, looks like WWE have deleted that post, actually, but it was announced on the show. I can tell you, Rusev Penta, you lot said, was good 92. I think it was the lowest rated match on the show. So, yeah, you weren't really blown away by it. The AJ Lee promo, you said, was all-time 45%. You really enjoyed that. Asuka made her way down, and she's obviously been showing a lot of heel tendencies. Here she was outside the ring, kind of using Kairi as a shield in a match against Nikki Bella, right? So we had that. Kairi, though, still showing her support. Yeah. There was quite a few moments, actually, where she was, like, cheering on Asuka. Super hyped, said Kyle Wrestling. So Asuka would go on to beat Nikki, and Kairi would continue to, like, be there with Asuka. Good, not bad. Match was okay, actually. You lot said it was good 97. Here we go. Here's the updated one. So I don't know what they changed. What was different? Brock Lesnar SmackDown this Friday. And Brock Lesnar SmackDown this Friday. I don't know what they did that's different, but there we go. Boom. Is the graphic different? Why did they change it? Why did they? No, the graphic's exactly the same. Everything's the same, but they've just seemingly changed it to this for no reason. Don't know. Okay, there's the official graphic for the mixed tag match at Wrestlepalooza. Also, next week, we've got face-to-face. That'll be great. Punk, AJ Lee, Becky, Seth. Love that. Lyra takes on Roxanne. And we've got John Cena on the show next week. So that face-to-face Sports Keeda is going to be seated. Then we went to fourth one. So, yeah, backstage, this was interesting. Dominik was just saying why he's been hanging around with El Grande. And it's like, it's lucha things you wouldn't understand. He walked off. Roxanne went after him. So, that's very interesting. Very interesting. As well as that, look at this. So, Asuka stepped up to Nikki backstage, but Rhea came along, kind of inserted herself. And so, Crispy Wrestling wondering, could this be Wrestlepalooza? I'm so down for Rhea Asuka. I'm here for that. Then we went to our main event. So, Bron Breakker's reaction after distracting LA Knight during his match. Let's have a look at this, shall we?
And they will cross every round out. Victory!
Skip forward.
There is Knight could be meeting a very similar fate.
There's Bron.
Quad docking a few feet in front of this Bron Breakker.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
This is where LA Knight needs someone to watch his six, man.
What an idiot!
What an idiot. So Bronson would go on to get the win. That would bring down Jimmy Uso. Didn't really help. That would bring down Jey Uso. Didn't really help. He was trying to help. It wasn't until LA Knight grabbed the chair, though, that we managed to chase Bron and Bronson away. But then we got this. What a way to end the show. Jey, boom. He did say, we're even now. We're even now. But you can tell that Jimmy's concerned. I'm here for heel Jey. I'm also here for Jimmy turning heel and maybe joining up with the Vision. What is Paul Heyman working on? How is LA Knight going to respond to this? Main event wise, maybe not the most exciting main event, but this is very interesting. And that is how Raw ended.